going to be quite exciting. We have, let's see, well, the elephant in the room, right? The F8C Lightning was released, and people have kind of lost their bits about it. For one reason or another, there's a part of the community that are really unhappy. We're going to delve into that and have a look. We're going to have a look at what our predictions are for CitizenCon, and then if we have some time at the end, we might continue a little bit with the Starfield Perseus build that we started doing last week. So we'll see what we've got on, but I just want to kind of see, let a couple of people get on before we get into the meat of this all. I've got some bits and pieces to show you. Also, in news, I have about 14 I found playing during the course of Friday, 14 golden tickets. So if there's anyone in chat that doesn't have one, let me know. We can try streaming some Star Citizen. I'll come and meet you in New Babbage. Make sure you get yourself to New Babbage first. Meet me at the hospital so I don't have far to go, because we all know how unreliable it is when I play Star Citizen on stream. But get yourself to New Babbage, into the hospital area, and then let me know in chat, and I will make sure that you get your golden ticket. I don't want anyone who comes to watch this stuff not having theirs. Also, if you get a moment, go and have a look at the short. I popped up a short that's trying to give people an idea of how to do it, because I had a look at eBay. People have been selling these things, right? Under sold items. It's not just that they're up for sale. There are some that are sold, and they all seem to be on the first day because people really weren't sure, like, I guess, how easy it was going to be to find these things. So yeah, they put it up for a ridiculous amount of money. $75, I think it was, and it was sold. So yeah, just utterly ridiculous. Don't buy Star Citizen stuff on eBay, full stop, the end, unless it's physicalized merch, as in something you can hold in your hands, like one of the jackets or notebooks or, you know, posters or a piece of clothing or something. Don't buy in-game items. For the love of God, do not buy in-game items from eBay for Star Citizen. Stop it. Shinobi, hello. Good to see you. Notorious, Drop Jogger, Shady Phase, good to see you all. Really pleased you could join us this evening. We are going to delve a little bit into the drama, and I am going to set the cat amongst the pigeons, because I might be persuaded at some point to talk about why I really want to get into this, which is I started making a video responding to the F8C furor. Now, this video names specific streamers for what I thought at the time was lying. It turns out that there was a clip a long time ago where one dev on someone else's stream said that the F8C wasn't going to be sold. But we'll delve into that in a little while. Shinobi Trip says, I use store credit, but after grabbing an F8C, I haven't seen another golden ticket anywhere. Not that I need them, I just thought I'd share. Yeah, so I found one, and then I probably picked up about 20 over the course of playing. Yeah, Notorious, it's more stable. I don't think it's going to be stable streaming, but it seems to be more stable. I reinstalled it purely for the Hunt is On event. Not because I think I'm going to hunt down a dev. I am not the first pilot you think of when it comes to killing people in space, or anyone else for that matter, unless it's in a ground mission. Drama alert, spicy content decision, says Can. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so maybe in a bunker I could achieve that, but then it would be the running that would really scare me, because I tend to do bunkers in a C8R Pisces. Clearly not the sort of thing you want to get caught out in. And the problem with it is with that marker, even as you come into land in an armistice zone, the amount of people who are just going to try ramming you is just ridiculous. I might try something like I don't know, coming in at very slow speed, a couple of meters a second for the final bit, get out of the seat with the ramp down and try and jump out the back. But who knows, right? Because people are just going to ram you as you land in the hangar, explode, and then someone's going to get in there and get the ticket. But yeah, it's really cool. Because for the first time, I reinstalled the game. I wanted to get back in. And I've been running around doing derelict outpost missions. That's my kind of hack to do the stuff. And I've been finding not only golden tickets. I mean, we found, like, if you watch the short, you'll see what I mean. But, like, I announce it when I'm talking to people by going, ooh, piece of candy. And I was just running around one outpost going, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy. They were everywhere. You know, I was regularly coming back to New Babbage with like 4 or 5 of these things at one time from one run. Badgers has the air-to-air capability of a potato. Nobody make fun of him. He's sensitive about it. Yeah. Napo is confusing capability with aerodynamics. I have the aerodynamics of a potato. I'm a little bit better than a potato when it comes to a fight, but not by much. Monster AV, good evening. It's one where you essentially need an orc to shield you. Trying to do it solo seems like a serious long shot without bugs, 100%. And I would pick it up, and that would be the point at which I'd crash. Because that's my luck, right? Shinobi Drip says, I think the F8C sold fairly well, but I would trade the F8C for an F7A. Ray, hello, mate. Was that your voice in the short? Oh, the piece of candy bit. No, that was the actual clip from Family Guy. But yeah, Shady Fez says, I feel the way they went about the sale was shady AF, but 4 million sales, can't really blame them for doing it. So I guess we get into it, right? Let's get into the golden ticket stuff and how much fun this is not going to be. So I just want to have a look at, let's go and see. Of course, I'm on the wrong screen. You can see everything that I've got up. There we go. Right. So, F8C Lightning. This golden ticket event. Obviously, for the next amount of time, what we've got in effect is we've got the ability to have this thing, you know, and pick up a golden ticket. You can rent it. It rents it immediately for 24 hours. All you've got to do is interact with the terminal. You get a message across your screen. You've now rented it for 24 hours, and now you can buy it in store for a heady. I mean, well, let's have a look because I haven't bought one, right? So let's have a look what it will cost us. Cost me. So if I want this thing War Bond, it's 250 quid. If I want it, 250 quid, same thing for our American viewers, and 288 pounds if I want to try and achieve that with store credit. Which, to be fair, if I'm going to get that, then I'm going to do it with store credit. I'm not going to muck around with doing it any other way. Okay, so let's have a look then. The Platinum license, obviously, that's the one. When a dev spawns it on themselves, there's a server-wide marker. Kill them, the marker transfers to you. That's what the cool. Should we watch the video? Because it is kind of a cool video. Let's give it a watch. Or not. Let's do this one. So let's go. The hunt is on. Star Citizen. And we'll come back to this video in a second where it's time-stamped. So let's have a quick look. Don't know why that's up, sorry. Shouldn't be up.
Watch your back now.
Watch your back.
He's close.
He better be.
This is on my channel sound.
I heard they found Leica with one over near Lyria. Took 15 roughnecks to bring him down.
Everyone after these things is really out for blood, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So watch the perimeter.
Copy that.
sure this marker is accurate?
Yeah, you should be right up on him in 3, 2.
What the?
Ow. You good?
Is that? Holy shit! He has one.
Yeah, he does.
I'm here.
Wait,
We're good.
wait.
No.
What? What's wrong?
The marker. It's on you.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it is.
Everyone knows. Get out of there now.
So, really cool video, right? And I'm just going to take us back to the other one and hopefully pause it in time, but it's going to try and do an ad thing. I think my ad blocker's going mental. So, a really cool event, right? We've got a little bit of the transfer of markers. There's the potential here for, you know, people to have some PvP. And you're right, this does seem to support big orgs and stuff like that. But not a bad little event. And then, you know, there's the gold license. That unlocks your ability to buy. So as I've said before, if you don't have one yet and you're beginning to stress that you won't get one, let me know. I've got 14 of them. We'll go in game during the stream or after the stream, whatever. I'll give you a gold ticket. I got stacks of them, right? And I refuse to sell them on eBay. Or for credits. So yeah, I'm handing them out like candy at the minute. So that's that. Really kind of cool event. Got me to reinstall the game. Really kind of enjoying it. That's cool. Okay. So that's that. And then people got upset. And the upset was this. The parts of the community felt like they had been backstabbed, betrayed, that CIG had gone back on their word. Because the general feeling was that they had said they were never going to sell it. And what people regularly reference is an interview with Chris where he talks about how you can earn the F8C. The problem with that, even trying to go, how are you doing? The issue with that, from my perspective, is that no one had any evidence at all that they'd said that. There was no link, there was no statement, there was no nothing. Until very recently. Okay? And what's happened is there's a link back to a clip where one of the devs says this is the ship we're not going to sell. Okay? So we're gonna watch that clip now. Let's have a very, very quick look at that. Okay, and then we will you know, talk about it. But listen very carefully to what this guy says. This is not one of CIG's own videos. This is when devs used to go out and do interviews on other people's channels. So let's have a quick look.
In the UK, F8 Lightning concept is 100% complete and now is going in engine.
I really personally want to sell it because I think the community would dig it and I want to get it out there for everybody, but I think there's resistance internally. We want to keep it as something reserved for Squadron 42, kind of reserved as that special ship.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll pull up the concept once in a while and they'll go, oh my god, what is that? That's the best looking ship ever. And I'm like, that's the F8 Lightning, man. It's the one we're not going to sell. And everybody's like, oh.
Like, so ships.
Okay. So that's the F8 Lightning. That's the one we're not going to sell. To my knowledge, that is the only bit of evidence that anyone has produced so far where CIG has said anything like, we're not going to sell it. Okay. So, having watched that, I completely understand why some people have gone, they're not going to sell the F8 Lightning. Okay. Now, a couple of points around this. When the F8 Lightning was first designed, there was never any variants of it, okay? It was the F8 Lightning, which is what we now know as the F8A, okay? That's the Navy one, okay? It's what's replacing the Hornet as it goes through. It's why we see Henry Cavill flying it in Squadron 42, in the Squadron 42 trailer. This thing is slowly being rolled out. It's replacing all the aging Hornet squadrons. It's going to be their new fighter. We're not getting that one yet. Okay, that is not what we've got. Obviously, we've got the F7C. Now, okay, great. We've got a statement from them saying that they're not going to sell it. The reason I asked you to listen very carefully to that is this. He's talking about a conversation he had with another employee inside the studio. So what he said was, I often work on the concept and someone will come along and go, hey man, what ship's that? That's really cool. How do I get it? And he says, you don't get that yet. Okay. We're not selling it. Okay. It's a conversation not intended as a marketing statement. And here's the thing, right? He shouldn't have said it on that stream. And CIG needed a tighter control of the people that are getting out. If you're just going to let devs go out and say things. But he did say it, okay? And if that was the only thing said about the F8 Lightning at that point, I could see why people thought that. But I'll come back to chat in a second. I will catch you up in just a moment, but I want to make this point continuous, okay? Let's have a look at what else was said about the F8.
It's like the Jean Valper and some of the other ships that have been talked about for Squadron 42 are in relation to Squadron 42. Will those be pledgeable or just Squadron 42?
It's possible. We look at it on a ship-by-ship basis, and I think a good example of this is the Lightning, which is the reward fighter in Squadron 42. Is that right, the Lightning? The reward fighter in Squadron 42. There's just no reason the UEE would ever sell them off at this point in the timeline. Mm-hmm. So we, even though we have this very, very, very sexy ship ready, we A, didn't want to spoil Squadron 42, and B, it wouldn't have made sense to sell it. So we have some scruples.
Should SIG sell the F8 Lightning? No.
Okay.
As just stated.
Let's just go back to new. Okay. So, do you want to see a concept set? Okay. Yes, no. No intention to offer one. Again. And then no thing either way. So most of the community that voted on this said no. Okay, fine. So the community said they didn't want one. I've got 4 million in sales that says otherwise, but let's move on.
As just stated in another...
There have never been historic, nor are there currently plans to sell the F8 Lightning. I need you to remember, Disco Lando, because we're going to come back to that.
Thread. There have never been, nor are there any currently, plans to sell the F8 Lightning.
Yeah. Will the F8 ever go on concept sale?
No plans to sell the F8 in concept sale right now. If there's a huge demand, maybe we'll figure something out, but my preference is always to have the concept sales make sense inside the universe, and this is our big reward fighter. It's the F-22. I can't go out and buy one, so.
Fair enough.
Are we going to have to wait for Squadron 42 to see the F8?
No, we've been talking about a different way to bring that and the F7A into the universe, so we'll stay tuned.
That ship was never going to be sold to people back then. Is that now changed? Are you going to put that up for sale for people eventually?
I think it's possible. Its role in Squadron has changed a bunch since then. So it's a thought. We'll see what we do with it. I don't know if it would be literally, hey, everybody buy this ship, but it may be more of a promotional thing, or we'd like to give people a way to try it out at least.
Last week we started some controversy.
You're getting the point, right? I'm not going to labor this too much. Okay, you're looking at those things that say, well, hang on a second, that's not the case. It might be, there might be some other way of doing this. Clearly, even then, there are no there's no comments saying we're not going to sell it, other than in the context of a conversation between two employees whose decision that isn't. Because if you don't know what the F8 Lightning is, clearly you're not the one deciding whether or not it's going to be sold. So that's an interesting one. I'm going to come to the comments now just to respond so I don't go too far down this rabbit hole. So let's have a look. Macho, hello, mate. Good to see you. So Shady Face says, totally within CIG's prerogative to change their minds. I just feel how they went about it was crappy. Notorious says that's one we're not going to sell in the context of explaining the power of the stats of colleagues. He never explicitly said it was a fact. Yeah, and this is why I never released the video, and this is why I'm not going to release the drama video, is there's too much room for interpretation in there. Had there never been any evidence of them saying no, and instead people were just inferring that by what Chris said, then I would have gone with that video. Luckily, we found that clip beforehand, so I didn't have to eat a nice big slice of humble pie. But finding that clip, I'm not going to start drama when it's open for interpretation. Okay? So that's it. Shadow Girl says, of course, CIG can change their minds, but of course we can react. And I think the point that I'm making in Shadow Girl is that this wasn't a changing of minds. This was always, always, always left open, apart from one comment made in the middle of all that. You'll notice the dates are all the same. And there's something that I'm gonna go and have a look at. I'm gonna see if I can link it to you shortly. But basically there was a one forum post that was made. I'm frantically trying to find it now. Yeah. So can you do me? Oh no, I've seen it. I've just seen it. Thank you very much. So this is, interestingly, this predates that interview, okay? And this isn't a random developer. This is Jared on the message boards that predated, okay, Spectrum, because believe it or not, there were days before Spectrum. Okay, so I'm just going to switch us over to that now, and I'll let you see it. Sorry, bear with me. Okay. There we are. We're good. Okay, the comment originally by Jaguar was, I doubt CIG would ever say never. Okay, so to go to the top, we're talking about the F8 Lightning, okay? And this was posted back in June of 19th of 2015. Okay, so this is before that interview. I doubt CIG would ever say never. The Lightning's a good candidate for having a civilian version, which would be the F8C, right? Being manufactured by Anvil sometime after the game is released. Okay, that didn't happen. As one of the examples of the PU growing and changing over time. This response from Disco Lando, Jared himself. This is basically the gist of it. The only constant in game development that's changed right now and for the last 2 years, there's zero plans to sell it. Right now, and 0 years. But never say never, right? Jared is agreeing with him. Okay. So, in effect, what we have is the community have taken that as writ, despite the fact that there are loads of other comments at the same time saying, yeah, possibly, no plans to do it at the minute, leaving the door open. Okay? The argument that the whales have been screwed over, I have no time for. I'm not getting involved in that. Basically because everyone, people were going to earn it through Squadron 42. You're not losing anything. And in fact, you've got access to it before Squadron 42 came out, which was not the plan. So you've got earlier access to the ship than you were expecting. Okay? Those plans haven't changed. You can still earn it as part of Squadron 42. Bear that in mind before you buy the ship, okay? That's 200 and whatever it is, pounds, dollars, wherever, depending on where you live, for a ship that you are gonna be able to earn in a game. Okay, so you're basically playing it for the privilege of when Squadron 42 comes out, and that that might not be as far away as you might think. Okay. So that's that. Omnis, hello mate, good to see you. Says, when I heard they weren't going to sell the F8, I didn't believe it, and their marketing statements were often vague and non-binding, so I expect them to eventually say it. Yeah, absolutely. And Shadow Girl, you say it's no longer a conversation. Yeah, but a poll isn't, apart from Brexit, a poll isn't binding. Right? They were trying to figure out, I guess, at that stage whether there was any money to be made in it. Most people said no. $4 million over the last 3-4 days kind of says that people do want it. But the point is, just because they polled it doesn't make anything binding. And us saying, well, we don't want it, doesn't mean that they've broken their word when they don't do it. It just, they've gone against our wishes. And actually, what about that poll? How many, look at the people that are on Spectrum at the minute. How many posts of those are negative? What actual sample are you getting when you poll people? There's better ways to poll people than doing it on your internal message board. Macho says there's one ship they won't sell, that's the Scythe. Otherwise, not so much. Drop Yogurt says, shouldn't people be happy it's available now? Perfectly reasonable. Fear Fox, good evening. Thank you very much for joining the stream. First time I believe I've talked to you. If not, I apologise, but hello, welcome. They should, but people like to complain. That's just a new favour. So BS before Spectrum. Macho, that should stay in. That is so BS before Spectrum. Shogun says, the fact they haven't taken any action for so many years made it into more than just a statement. So the interesting thing is here is they haven't given game packages, as far as I'm aware, to events that have asked Star Citizen for sponsorship. But were they to, no one would accuse them of breaking word or backstabbing anyone or betraying everyone who has a game package, right? In the same way that, if an employer said, I want a copy of Squadron 42, let's turn this around, okay? Because one of the things I've heard over and over again was that the F8 Lightning was part of a predatory practice, which was tying it to the $10,000 and $15,000 concierge tiers. Okay, that's seen as predatory. By that light, locking it behind Squadron 42 is predatory, because you're forcing people to buy Squadron 42 to unlock it in the PU, and they might not want to play it. So CIG have no right to lock anything behind Squadron 42. Everyone should just be able to buy everything that would have been a Squadron 42 exclusive. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Right? Because the difference between an incentive and a reward is whether or not you have it. If you're a $10,000 backer, it's a reward. If you're not, it's an incentive. Right? And then it's predatory and all the rest of it, despite the fact no one's forcing you to do it. You know that you can earn it in Squadron. No one's forcing you to put the money up. But $4 million says that people have bought it, right? So it's really weird, is that, we're trying to hold it up that it was part of Squadron as a good thing, but by people's own logic of Concierge being predatory, so's locking it behind Squadron 42. You're forcing people to buy something they don't want to do in order to get that ship. It's really weird, and I don't hold that view. I want to be clear on that. But it's a very, very messy thing for, so what if, because if we polled now, how many people would say don't release Squadron 42, dump it and work on Star Citizen? The result of that poll wouldn't force CIG to do anything. It's not binding in that way. Matthew says, one thing I'm not liking about the concierge rewards, they don't stick to them. Stuff they change shouldn't be retroactive. What do you mean by that, Matthew? Can you give us an example? Sorry, I'm not sure it's... of course it's not binding, of course they can change it, but because of the poll it came in a community discussion instead of an offhanded discussion. Yes, it did. Absolutely, community discussion, no argument there. You and I agree, right? They've given it to the community. The community are now involved in that discussion, and whichever way they go, because the poll was split, they can be accused of going against the community's wishes 100%. That is different to CIG betraying people and going back on their word and no one's, the videos that I've seen, so I will name two, because I think they're the worst. Obsidian Ant, who's a 300,000 subscriber YouTuber, and no surprise, Salty Mike. He also has gone very, very hard on this. I've just seen the ads coming up, and this is kind of crucial because I don't want people to miss here, so I'm just going to give people a chance to kind of get through the ad. Monster Avy says, hopefully, honestly, I'd hope they'd have another ship as a reward anyway, and I think the bigger issue was when. Avy, I hear what you're saying, and if that's for you, then 100% I'm with you. However, the drama has not been, you said after Squadron 42. The drama has been, you said you would never sell it, you backstab people. So yeah. Ondesiah says, Wales may be butthurt by losing their exclusivity period. So like a few days of exclusivity I guess. Yeah, I mean, and the thing was, I guess, if they released it, would the Wales have complained if they released it at the same time? Right, so it become available maybe a week or 2 weeks after, or a month after Squadron, and let everyone. There was never any promise for it to be exclusive, I suppose. Matthew says, there's also the difference of buying it in-game after completing Squadron and owning an LTI version. Possibly, although we don't know what the version in-game is going to get us. I mean, I guess because the one with real money doesn't have LTI, it might not be the case, but they haven't said either way. We don't know what their decision is going to be. Rooster, hello. Jack Marshall, good evening. Jack Marshall says he's loving his new F8C, giving away free gold tickets as I find them. This is not drama. It's only drama if you're overly focused on it. Yeah, 100%. The problem I have with that is certain far more popular YouTubers than this small fry are making a drama out of it, and the problem is that all of the marketing for Squadron 42 and Star Citizen happens whilst we're online, happens in the online space, so if they look, they're going to find videos like that. Okay, and people won't look into it. They'll see the title, that's enough. They'll see they lied, the ship that was never to be sold, blah blah blah. They won't think past that. It'll just be, oh look, CIG lied again. Well, I'm definitely not buying any of this stuff now if they're still lying in 2023. And there's the damage. Suriak, hello, good evening. Suriak says, I don't expect CIG to break their word because I don't expect CIG to have a word. Why would they be better than Wizards of the Coast or Unity? Money first, like any other capitalistic enterprise. Yeah, it's really weird. It's almost like the world operates on money, and that companies need it to survive. Shadow Girl says, my hope is that the release of this ship is a clue that Squadron 42 is actually ready and will be showcased at CitizenCon. I hope so. I really hope so, mate. I'm there. I'm not expecting it. We're going to go into this in a second, because I've got a little board set up. It's all very exciting, but I've got a little board set up that's going to allow us to put down what we think's likely, maybe a middle, not so much, and then there's no way, but there's an outside chance sort of thing. And we'll go and we'll make that a community thing. It'll be fun. So Macho says, oh, come on, same with the gold sniper you can get in game. Don't care about that either. Yeah, mate, absolutely. And I'm just going to read your first comment if you could, because it seems to be a carry on from that. You said, can't make everyone happy. For me, it was a good call to put it on sale, and also because it didn't cost extra resources to make that ship was already done. Kind of done. Yeah, 100%. Monster Avy says, that's a fair point. Personally, don't consider it a backstab. Don't like selling before Squadron, but I always figured they would at some point. Yeah. So I asked Matthew a little while ago what had been changed and made retroactive from Concierge. Matthew says, quite a few things in regards to Concierge rewards getting taken back. PTU access, they still advertise the free Squadron with some small print only if you Concierge before 2022, etc. Yeah, no, that's pretty scummy. The PTU thing, I think that's not everyone, but that's a lot of, yes, they took it away from Concierge. What bothers me about that is they didn't consult and they didn't talk about You know, so what they could have done was said, hey, look, Concierge guys, look, we're noticing that you guys aren't getting in. So what we're going to do is we're going to monitor accounts over the coming PTU waves. And if you really want pay-to-you access, then please make sure you log in and do it. Because, you know, if you just log in once, check some stuff and log out again, you're likely to lose it because that's costing us money. But those accounts that do, we'll keep you in. And they can start making up for that decision by, when they need to add more people, pump the concierge waves back in, up higher. So, you know, put everything a tier or two up, or just put us all back in. But that doesn't really solve the problem of people downloading it, playing it once, and then buggering off again. But yes, I don't disagree with that at all. Yeah, sorry. So also in Concierge channels, mods told everyone that the modules will get retroactive LTI. It was a typo on launch. They didn't. Lots of people took in and they all got declined. Yeah, that's not good. And this is the thing, right? And this is the problem that I have with some of the more negative streamers. It's okay to be negative, because CIG have done things that warrant people being negative, and it's fine to go back and to go, do you know what? I'm not happy with this. This was bad. This is a bad decision. This is why I don't like it. Blah blah blah. Right? 100%. I'm not saying you can't. CIG have done enough to warrant that, which means people don't have to make stuff up to generate more drama. Unfortunately, I think for some of those streamers, part of their audience, and those YouTubers, part of their audience are people who thrive on that, and that's all they want to see. And even if you see something positive and say it, they won't like that, and you know, do that too often, they'll actually back out of that channel. And that's the problem, is that you need to keep driving new drama so that trolls are validated, basically. So yeah. Omnisire says, I hope the sale of the F8 is a sign that Squadron 42 is coming within a year. Maybe at CitizenCon they'll announce that it was the beta testing stage. Possibly, yeah. You know, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that it is or that I think it is. What I will say, because I don't, right, I think there's an outside chance. I think potentially that little seating area they haven't mentioned yet could be some sort of demo or vertical slice, or it could be a concealed stage where people can watch something to do with, you know, Squadron, something like that. At least I hope that's what it is. However, reading all the Squadron 42 updates, and there was one 4 days ago, it's on the com link if you want to go and have a look. If you read what they're saying, and I said this last week, but I'll say it again, they're not starting anything. It's all, sorry, I don't know if you heard that on stream, but I'm going to kill the, I thought I had that come up. They're not starting anything. Everything that they say is about polishing, improving, optimization, finishing touches, all that sort of stuff, right? It is not people saying, you know, oh, we're starting this and we're just starting this bit of work. You know, there are bits where people are saying, oh, there's lots of progress being made here. There's lots of this being happening. You know, there's pickups that we've got to do and bits that we finished. There were lots of sections of the narrative that they say are now complete. Lots of chapters are pretty much complete, apart from the polish work that's going across all of it. They're not touching those chapters anymore. So we really do feel like we're in the final hurdle. They're completing stuff. They're not starting stuff. They're not beginning to work through anything. Everything appears to be the downward slope from what their updates are saying. And of course they can omit stuff. And of course they can just not include. And there could have been a directive. We don't know. We're not there. But it's looking positive. And I'm kind of hopeful. You know, I really hope that is the case, right? Shinobi says, let's talk about CIG controversy that matters. Have they fixed the drop rate for the Halloween helmets yet? I want my free helmet set. No, they haven't. As far as I can tell, I did a lot of looting of bits and pieces. I picked up a lot of helmets over the last couple of days. None of them have been the Halloween ones, so it doesn't seem to be fixed yet. Good. Shadow Girl says I haven't found it. Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully they will fix that, and hopefully that'll be it. And you know, we'll be able to earn that before Halloween. But there's a little bit of time, and I have a feeling that they might just be a little bit preoccupied with some other stuff right now, as opposed to this stuff. So for the gigs, let's just have a quick chat about what people think is going to be at CitizenCon. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, I'll start us off with one in each category. Okay, let's have a look at. So I've made this up. This is in Canva. It's silly. I don't know how well you can see that. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. But let's see what we think is coming at CitizenCon. I've basically didn't want to do that. I've basically put together here a couple of priorities. So we've got what is probable, maybe, unlikely, and then I'll eat my hat if. Okay, so yeah, Matthew, 100%. I found that out as well. It's incredibly frustrating. But yeah, so I'm going to start us off. If you want to do this, just tell me which category it goes into and then what you think it is. So probable, what do I think we are going to see? Okay, I think we're going to see the personal scanning stuff, okay, in either the Navigating the Universe one at the end of day 1, or the interactions bit on day 2. Okay, so Badgers thinks that. Okay, let's pop that up. That's number 1. Okay, maybe, but unlikely. Okay, I'm going to go with a concept sale. Okay, of some sort. A concept sale or a flyable, but some separate ship of some sort. Okay. Unlikely, I'm going to go for Squadron 42 release date. Okay. And then let's just get that ready for the next one. Okay. I'm going to go for, in the I'll eat my hat if, okay, I'm going to go Sandworm. Okay, I will actually eat a hat. It might be an edible hat, but I'll eat one. Okay. Everyone gets a free Idris. What column's that going in? Guys, you're not playing by the rules. You need to tell me the column and then the bit. Like, you'd shout it out, but I don't know where it goes. Like, literally. Like, is the Idris probable? Maybe, unlikely, or, you know, I suppose I should go likely, right, rather than probable, just to keep it. Honestly, one instruction. Probable. No, we're not doing that. Okay. I take that as that. That's in order, or in order, is it? Great. Okay, so Shadow Girls gone. Jump gates or jump gate footage. Cool. Happy with that. Let's do this one more time. There we go. Your next one was Squadron 42. Is that release date? Is that show off? What do you reckon? Where are we with that one? In the unlikely section, you went for Pyro Access. And then scooting along to the I'll eat my hat if. Server meshing. I take it you mean server meshing ready with that one? Server meshing ready. Gotta go. Yeah, I'll go with that. Okay. Who's next on the list? Demo. Yeah, that works. What type of hat you eating? Wool, straw, or cake? I need someone to like make a really realistic looking hat as a cake and then just eat that. Maybe I'll make it the Star Citizen one or the UE Navy one. That'd work, right? Cool. Okay. Likely at least an hour of concept art. Notorious, I like that. Hour of concept art. Right, you've got to time it though. I'm not going to time it for you. That sounds like too much like hard work. And then maybe we can review this during the stream, right? We can come back, see who wins, see who kind of comes up with the best one. Okay, on the site, dude. you're a monster. Because I've got to spell that every single time I write it. Okay. Oh, okay. So Zeus concept / RSI minus sale. Omnisia. I kind of lose how we say that now. But there we go. Right. This is going to take some getting used to. Okay, I've just copied that one. Good. Right. God, it's moving too quickly. Okay, so Matthew has gone for likely Squadron 42 slice. So while I'm doing this, I will be streaming, for those that haven't heard, I will be streaming the whole CitizenCon thing. I'll be starting half an hour before this Twitch stuff starts from CIG, and I will be streaming all the way through, and then afterwards, if people want to, you know, we can meet up in Discord, link of which is in the description. When you get in there, let me assign you a role. You're not going to see a lot until you've got the DGP community role, but pop in, I'll see the date that you joined, and I'll know that you're here for that. And we can sit and have a chat, we can sit and watch, which will be good. Is Matthew? I'm really sorry, Matthew. I don't know why I'm spelling your name wrong. I got Omnisire right the first time, and then just did not manage it after that. I'm really sorry. I did the difficult stuff and then the easy stuff not so much. Unlikely. No more 30k. Yeah, I would put that as, and I would eat my hat, mate, if I'm being honest. So AV has, I don't know why aren't you doing that anymore? There we go. Cool. Right. So AV, what was yours? Zeus concept. I'm just going to shorten this because otherwise, you know, I'm obviously having significant problems typing and talking at the same time. So apologies for putting that in. So Matthew and AV have both gone for that one. Okay, the unlikely server meshing. And then I'm interested to see what you're going to put with a neat hat, buddy. What did you go for? Oh, Anvil Capital concept. Nice. Anvil Capital. Baby. Nice. Cool. Zeus is very, very likely, says Edison. Macho says, I hate my hat. But yeah, I get what you mean. Interesting. We've gone for a Star Citizen release date. Do you know what, mate? I think your hat is safe. I think you're all right on that one. I think you're covered. Randall, hello, fella. How you doing? Good to see you. Glad you're all right. I haven't seen you in a while. I was wondering what had happened, and I'm looking forward to what randomness you bring to chat this week. Graham says, likely is concept sale of the Zeus. Interesting. So there was a thought. So in fact, I'm just going to pop you in there as well, Graham, if that's all right. So Graham goes with the Zeus concept. Shinobi. Santok and Storm sneak peek. I take it, Shinobi, you mean likely for that? God, I can't. Shinobu Trip. You've been renamed, mate. You're not Shinobi Trip anymore. You're Shinobu Trip now. Okay. Cool. Matthew, I'll eat my hat if we get Banu, Tavaran, or Xian players. Okay. Nice. I like that one. Let's go with alien player characters. Matthew. Nice, mate. Monster says, kind of thinking they might be further along with meshing and some of the server replication and backend stuff. Notice one of the companies at CitizenCon is IX Systems, who, sorry, bear with me. My chat's done stupid things again. Of course it has. There we go. Storage server operating systems. Yeah, possibly. Macho Right says, likely jump gates shown beginning next year in the jump to Pyro. Okie dokie. Happy with that, mate. Okay, whilst I'm doing this, I will just reiterate, if you are in chat and you do not yet have your golden ticket that gets you access to rent the or gets you rental access rather to the F8 Lightning for 24 hours, let me know. I have 14 golden tickets. Get yourself right now to New Babbage Hospital. I will come and meet you and give you a golden ticket because it's better than selling it on eBay. Okay. So Macho says jump gates. Okay, I'm going to pop you up there with Shadow if you're happy with that, mate. Here we are. I'm one of those boomers who types with one finger on each hand. Sorry. Okay, Shadow. Yeah, absolutely. If you so I'm going to pop this in chat. Okay, here's my gamer tag. I'm going to regret doing this because I'm doing the thing, but it's Muck Badgers. Okay. There you go. Add me as a friend on there. I will log in the last 15 minutes. We'll go and we'll see. We'll run that as a test if I can stream the game and everything else at the same time. That'll be useful. Okay. Okay, Shadow, just as a heads up, you can only claim it once, says. Fearfox says, likely my wallet will take a beating. Absolutely. I'll eat my hat if Idris release. Says, Notorious. Yeah, I get that. Okay. So, Idris. Cool. That's not a bad little tracker. You should add an edible fruit hat just in case. Mate, for the Sandworm, I think I'm safe. Because I don't think that planet's even in game at the minute. But yeah. Oh, what, you guys think I'm going to eat my hat if any of these things happen, no. Personal ownership. I'm only going to own my one. That's why your name's next to it. There's no getting out of it now. I expect a video as proof of you eating your own hat. If not, you're banned. I'm kidding. Matthew says, hang on, you've already got one in I Ate My Hat, Matthew. So let me know which one you want. But yeah, you also get a badge for your profile, says Matthew. That's cool. I didn't realise that. I should read more. Cool. Okie dokie. So we will save this, and I will download it for CitizenCon, so we're ready to go. But I'll keep a handle on that. Canva's quite good fun, actually. It's free to use. You can see that I haven't upgraded mine because I'm cheap. But yeah, very cool. Yeah. No, look at you lot putting things in the IL. I mean, to be fair, you could have put some more likely stuff in the I'll Eat My Hat thing, just to try and get me to eat it, if that's really what you thought was going on. Player-owned tabs, Shady Phase. Where did you want that one, mate? I mean, I know where I would put it, but where do you want that one? But yeah, that's really cool. Oh, interesting. You didn't miss it, says Matthew, with this badge. It wasn't mentioned anywhere. Apparently the badge is the trigger for CIG to unlock ships for sale. Very interesting. Didn't know that. That's cool. Matthew says I want it right now. Can says also, have you posted the size requirements for the hats to be eaten? I will leave it up to you. Some of us have gigantic schwads, others are more lucky. But maybe. So, player-owned habs. Interesting. I'm really sorry I'm not going to get the capitals in the right place, so I'm just going to go with that, Shady, if that's all right. But yeah, awesome. Very cool. Omnisia says, Omnisire. I'm going to say it different every time. Omnisire says, anyone think we might see NPC Krakens in Pyro when Pyro releases? Like with the unfinished interiors, like the Idris. Well, what's quite interesting when you say that, Omnisia, is if you go back to the presentation about Quanta back at CitizenCon 2019, they were using the Kraken as pirate bases, so possibly. Although they do have Ruin Station in Pyro, I guess. Graham wants to go maybe Theatres of War. Interesting. Of Wah. Theatres of Wah release. Nice. Good call. Omnisire. Yeah, Omnisire. Let's go that. Because, of course, it's omniscient or omniscient when you say it. So, Omnisire. Cool. Sorry, I've been butchering it all this time. It's not good, is it? Cool. We need Beards Meat Food for all these hats. Dude, I'm amazed at how many people watch Beards Meat Food, but that guy is a legend. Beard, if you're watching, like, say hi in chat. Just so a quick intro. I know I did it during the video, but this stream is absolutely not sponsored by Starfield Press. Cider of choice, back in stock in Tesco's. Disaster over. We'll be picking up more for CitizenCon, so we can sit there and get drunk with each other. I'm just gonna have to leave it until like the last little bit, because spoilers, and I know you didn't want to know this, but once I start drinking, I do go to the toilet quite a bit, so gotta be careful. I don't need to be getting up from the stream every 20 seconds. Cool. Matthew says, gotta support a spirit. Can says, filthy cog worshipper. There's a fight in chat brewing. Shadow Girl says, I have no hopes of this coming anytime soon, but we really, really need more hairstyles in game. Shadow, watch this space. Have a look at the character advancement and the last couple of words. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. On the schedule, that is. Ray Ladderbeck says, not likely NPC crew members. Do you know what? I might even be tempted to go as far as I'll eat my hat at this stage, seeing as they don't seem to be able to walk places. So having them as crew is going to be a shock. But let's go NPC crew. It's back, isn't it? Yeah, not back. Yeah. Cool. Good shout. Well, that's not a bad spread at all. We've got 6 in all of them, apart from the unlikely stuff. That's not a bad shout. And of course, we can add more as we go. Yeah. Happy with that. It's looking good. Matthew says, I really, really want to get Tavaran-style armor and melee weapons. What about the stuff they released with the Shrike? Is that the sort of stuff you're on, or do you want more kind of Tavaran style? Cans, my liver is already worried. Yes, absolutely. My kidneys will not thank me at the end of that weekend. But oh well. Not my problem. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but that's future Badger's problem. Okie dokie. So let's go back to that one. Pop us back up to chat. Awesome. So, Shadow, should I be looking out for an invite or a friendly thingy, a friend ad, so we can come and see and test, see if it works? I have something. LTI Red Bear 1 friend request. Luna friend request. Cool. Welcome both. Oh, the AV's armor looks horrible. Armor looks horrible. That's a shame. I kind of like it, but yeah, I mean, hey, just because I like it, no one else has to. That's cool. Yeah, absolutely, Shannon. That's cool. Well, we can give trying to stream the game a go, so I'm just gonna give that a boot up and see if it works, and then we'll see where we go from there. In the meantime, I popped a short out with some tips on how to get golden tickets. So if you get a moment, really appreciate going over and giving it a view, because it's been a long old time since I've done so. And a public service warning as we go into this, that I am not sure how stable this is going to be. If you do suddenly lose me, I will be back as quickly as possible. It'll only take a quick reboot of certain software, so I shouldn't be too long at all. But let's see how we get on. Matthew says, just a heads up. Yeah, on SC, sent a fire request. Awesome. Cool. I will try and jump into the same session as you guys, if you're in the same one. Avi says, more melee weapons would be cool, though, says Can. Avi says, along with a way to make them viable reason to use them. Also, make sure if it's a med pen, as this is Badger, says Can. Can's going to get himself banned very shortly. But yeah, no, it's... I like the melee stuff because it's stealthy, and it wouldn't be the first time that I have gone into a bunker with no weapon, or just a knife, and done takedowns and then armed myself from there. When I say I've gone in with no weapon, what I really mean is I've gone in with no ammo, and carry a knife as part of my normal loadout anyway. So I save myself that way because I know that I often turn up with no ammo. So yeah, I tend to run around, stab the first guy, nick his gun, and then then you're off to the races. Cool. Right, let's see how this goes. Let me know if you can hear the sound. That would be good. But I'm in game now for the people that are in game. So if you want to join on me, you can do. Let's have a look. I may well. Ooh, we have there, Pendy. There we are. Cool. Awesome. So I don't know if you whether you join on me or whether you want me to join on you, Shadow. I'm either other way. Working for now, says Can, with sound, you eternal optimist. I love it. This is good. This is where we are. So obviously I need some help because I seem to have hurt myself doing something or other. I think I got ambushed yesterday. I was streaming in Discord. And I knew there was another guy that I hadn't found. I got jumped. Basically, I went looking for him. He was behind me, and when he started shooting, I literally went, actually, just kind of spazzed out on the keyboard, which was quite good fun. But yeah, so here's the fun that I've been having. So go into my local inventory. Oh, of course, I'm in the hospital, so I'm just gonna... Let's go stand here instead. But I'm in the grey cat armor, the yellow stuff, and it's crashed. Well, at least it didn't take OBS with it, right? So, yeah. I mean, it's relaunching, so hopefully I'm still where I was before. But yeah. We'll go to that just for the moment. Sorry, guys, just because it's all the stream magic and stuff in the background. But yeah. I don't know. So Shadow Girl's there. I'm just kind of sat there. I guess, because I'm not doing... Maybe just face cam. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think that's going to stop. So I've got a laptop, Matthew. That's what I keep going over here, and this is what I'm reading chat on, because I'm only one screen at the moment, unfortunately. So the laptop's doing the second stuff. I'm going to look at a more stable streaming setup later. The thing is, it shouldn't really be doing this because of the specs that I've got behind it. Everything's on SSD. It's a pretty new chip. It's a 3080 graphics card. It's 32 megs. Megs? Oh, it's 32 megs will be an issue. 32 gigs of RAM. I'm going to have a look at it, but I think all this is doing is exacerbating the issue which is already there, which is there's some form of memory leak, it looks like, somewhere. Because when I look at the logs, that seems to be what it is. So I'm just going to run over to the counter so I can pop it down for you, Shadow. But yeah, so going to the interview then. So there's the odd golden ticket in my account. I think I've even got more as you scroll down. Yes, I have. So let's take that one. Bonk. Great stuff. Shadow's all the way over there. What I'll do is I'll run into over the table over here when no other player is likely to go, Shadow. And hopefully that will fix things. Place. Bonk. There we go. So that'll be that. And my computer's just locked me out. That's not helpful at all. So that's just said. Matthew's just said, you might want to use a capture card, that way you can send the stream to your laptop whilst you use a desktop desktop for gaming. Full gaming performance and all the work is basically handled by the card. There's not an issue with anything you run since it just records the screen. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So Shadow, I'm basically sat down left as you smooth over here, mate. To your left, I think. And the ticket is on the edge of the table here. I'm walking in place for you on your screen. Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure it's having a bit of a spaz. But it's over here on the table, buddy. In front of me. So I don't know if you can see that on yours. I might need to. Yeah, so Macho, basically, I've got, so I'm just going to go to this so you can see where I am. But it's the coffee table in the corner over here. So on your left, as you come out of the hospital. Oh, okay. Am I not? Damn. Is that not showing on the edge of the table? Guys, is that not showing on the edge of the table for you here? Oh. It's just booted me again. Sorry. So basically, Shadow, as you come out and turn left, there are two coffee tables in the far right corner of that seating area as you look at it from the hospital. The coffee table of those two that is closest to you, it's on that table. It is showing. Cool. Yeah. So, Macho, basically, this is the golden ticket for the F8C, the one that rents it for 24 hours. It also, if you're interested, unlocks it for purchase for real-world stuff. Although, of course, you can earn it in Squadron 42 just the same and not pay almost a ridiculous amount of money. I'm going to try and come in again, Shadow, so we can, you know, if you want to stay in game just for a second, so I can get back in and you know, make sure that we're in the same thing. If not, it's not the end of the world. Someone's going to find a golden ticket, and I've got 13 more. So it's no worries. But as long as we get you the game, the stuff, it's the main thing. So yeah, so Macho, if you want it, mate, if you want one, if you don't have one, log in game. I'm giving them away to you guys. I didn't want to make a big thing other than including it in the title, but that's more for you guys if you wanted one. So Can says, do I need to play middleman in this card deal? Absolutely not. Not at the minute. So. Yeah, okay, Shadow. No worries. Like I said, you know, I'm going to be around for about an hour after the stream anyway. So, if we need to take longer and get you this thing, we will absolutely 100% get you this thing. I'm not going to muck around. So it's Muck Badgers. So I'll type it in chat again, Majo. It's MC Badgers like this. There you go. All right. So sling us an invite, mate, and we'll get you a golden ticket. You know, and if people want to take one for a friend or whatever, then, you know, just bear in mind you do have to use them by the end of the event. All right. So, you know, and then it unlocks, I think, for sale for 27th. But just bear in mind that once you've used it, you know, that's the 24 hours starting. You don't choose. It automatically activates the minute you touch the rental terminal. So, you know, make sure you're obviously using it at a point during the event where you can actually, you know, you can actually make use of it. You're not away or something. Cool. I'm going to pop another one down for gigs. I know you can't see this. It seems to be not happy with... Oh, wow. So when I said there was one at the bottom, there was actually 4. I forgot I did a mission last night while a load of us were in Discord, and got a crap ton of these. I might just place some around for giggles. Be like, no, what? I told it to place and it picked it up. Stop being gunky. There we go. Matthew says, when you get it, go to a rental place and click on the terminal. That should use up the card. It's just in your inventory if you haven't claimed it. Yep, just bear aware it is an inventory thing. So you absolutely 100%, you know, it can be looted off you and that sort of stuff. So just be a little bit careful with it. And it's just gone again. Oh, God. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Have fun, guys. I've got to go. Graham, it's been lovely to see you, mate. Thank you very much for dropping by. You take care of yourself, my friend. Have a good one. But yeah. Another one for the Eat My Hat category. Star Citizen, free of bugs, says Shadow Girl. Yeah, 100%. You know, we are going to sit here in 10 years' time talking about CitizenCon, and that will still go in the Eat My Hat category. Because it's not going anywhere else. Oh, dear. Yeah, so, I mean, at least, you know, mission accomplished. We've tested it. We figured out that it doesn't work in here. One of the things... So, I don't mean to start more drama, right? But I just wanted to talk about this because I think it kind of speaks to where the community is. And I think going into CitizenCon, this is a really good time to talk about it. And what I want to talk about is everyone knows what happened with Cyberpunk and with No Man's Sky and with Starfield, right? Everyone built up a lot of hype. And, you know, actually you could argue that No Man's Sky, Starfield, they responded to the hype. They weren't necessarily driving it or feeding it into it in any massive way. I saw so much stuff about Starfield better at this, and I hope I can do this in Starfield, and I hope I can do that in Starfield. And it bore no resemblance to what Starfield had said. You know, and Cyberpunk, I think, is another really good example. Hello, mate. Fantastic. You got it. Good stuff. That's great news. I was literally going to pop. No worries. Glad you got it. You do indeed. Off to the rental terminals. All you got to do is interact with the screen. You'll get a green message up to say that you're done. So yeah, you're all good. That one. Oh, the emote almost worked. It's all good. Yeah, no, I'm glad you got that. I'm going to pop one here to find as well. And if anyone else, get yourself to New Babbage, up to where the Habs are, mainly because I don't think I'm going to make it much further than this. But yeah, I'm just going to drop one down and see if anyone... Someone's going to be like, oh, I'm going to sell it on eBay. You watch when they find this. Oh, there you go. Golden ticket. Like candy. Let's go stand over here and see if anyone... I could, Shadow. I could hear you in-game just fine. It is all good news. Let's go and get rid of most of this. Sorry, Shadow. I probably shouldn't be kind of getting undressed here, but I'm going to anyway. There we go. Lovely and nude. Let's pop that on. I've got... Oh, there we go. Lovely job. Have I got uniform trousers here somewhere? Or boots? Ajax security. No, I don't want any actual uniform shoes. That's not what I want. Let's pop that on. Lol. Yeah, I mean, even my character... I know you guys can't see this. I'm sorry. I'm just mucking around. I'm putting on my Tavaran war uniform. I'm putting on my... I was until the game crashed. I'm doing all those sorts of things, right? So I'll pop in game and I'll show you in a second, but not for the first time I've crashed. I'm really glad that I'm not a Star Citizen streamer, or do anything relating to Star Citizen. Because if I was, this would be really annoying. Shadow, you're more than welcome. I'm really glad I could help out with that. I'm glad. It's the whole reason I went and picked up a raft of these things, was I just wanted to make sure that everyone in the stream got a chance to play with it. So yeah, I was seeing a security uniform with a med gun. Nice. But yeah, honestly, it says I'm tempted to buy a second F8 for my Citizen account, or for my alt account, that I can sell 15k back, as I got 2 without spending 15k. I'm gonna say I don't know how to answer that, my friend, other than good luck. Yeah. So also don't tell Agrid, because he'll get angry at you. So hopefully this will work, because all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand there and watch. Hopefully someone find this gold ticket and and they'll be able to use it and won't just nick it and then go, oh, I've got a golden ticket now, no one else can have it. No. Alga doesn't get angry about anything unless you badmouth Hurston, and then you're in trouble. Hello, hello. Awesome. Yeah, that's not what I want to do. It's just gone again, isn't it? Oh, I can't even. That's a slippery slope. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Alga doesn't get angry about anything unless you're A, trying to tell him that the Cutty Steel is a good ship, or B, bad-mouthing Hurston in some way. Going back to what I was saying earlier, we know with games the community can hype themselves up, right? I think there's also the mirror image of that, which is that no matter what some companies do, they're going to be seen as bad. And I think for a not insignificant amount of the Star Citizen community, that is the case right now, which is, unfortunate. And I hope it doesn't stay the case, but I think people have the ability to read into stuff, and to the point now where it's becoming in out and out lies. And the reason that I've mentioned Obsidian and Salty Mike is not only were they intentionally misreading the F8 situation, they did it with the PTU waves. So Salty Mike was talking specifically about how it wouldn't work from a testing point of view, and Obsidian Ant tried to suggest that was the first time money's been involved in. Well, he out and out said it. He didn't suggest it. He said with the introduction of money into the PTU system. It's always been there. There's always been concierge levels and subscriber access, as long as there's been concierge and subscribers. So people have the opportunity to interpret things in a negative light. And I think just every once in a while, and I can thank Daily Noob for this, because he had a chat with us yesterday. Sometimes we need to remember that we are in a game, in a community, in a group, because Star Citizen's brought us together. And we're obviously here because we're enthusiastic about the project. We're obviously here because we believe in its future, right? And we want to be part of it, and we want to experience the universe that they're building. And sometimes just the benefit of the doubt. It's don't. It's the phrase don't attribute. What was the phrase? Don't attribute malice to something when you can attribute it to stupidity. And I think that genuinely goes for this game, right? Is, you know, people are very keen to see it fail sometimes, or to somehow prove that CIG are doing something wrong. And actually, you know, maybe we just get to be a little bit excited about what's coming out, and that sort of stuff. So, you know, I can guarantee that as much as I can be, it'll be a nice positive stream when CitizenCon gets there. I'm not going to talk over anyone, over any of it. We're all going to get to watch it together. I might offer the odd tiny little bit of comment, or an or a that's great, or a whatever, or that's really exciting, or but other than that, I will have muted myself during streams. So hopefully, that's it. You know, hopefully that'll be enough for people to enjoy themselves. Yeah, well, the golden ticket's still here. Lies and slander. Lies and slander, Shadow. That's... yeah, maybe. But yeah. I don't think this is going to come as a shock to anyone. But I may have just crashed again. So yeah. So hopefully you can still hear? Question mark? Don't know. But I'm going to stop getting into game now because it's just not working the way I wanted it to work. But yeah, hopefully it's still going. Are we still going? I don't know anymore. It's all just crashed. Okay, cool. As an example, I used to play ESO, and at a point I was getting really annoyed with the game, bored. So someone said, well, why are you playing the game when you're not enjoying yourself with it? Macho, exactly, mate. That's it, right? A hobby that you don't enjoy isn't a hobby anymore. It's a chore. So don't do it. Don't do it in your relaxation time. Nobody does chores in their relaxation time unless the chore is what they find relaxing, and then it's not a chore. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. As Todd would say, upgrade your PC. Yeah, this is absolutely 100% my fault. At least so far it's not taking down OBS. Yeah, I'm not sure why it hasn't. You know, sometimes when the game crashes, it has a tendency to take Discord with it for me. And I'm there chatting away, wondering why everyone's being really rude and not talking to me. And it turns out that it's Discord's dead. But it hasn't done it so far, so that's a good thing. So just going back through chats then. So, okay, I'm on my way back so I can harass you, says Shadow. I will try and get in. I will... I don't know, because it's just going to keep doing this, I think, right? So I'm not going to fix it. I will... It's much more stable when I'm not streaming. I'll be around in the game a little bit after the stream. I might play Golden Ticket Santa Claus for a while. So yeah, let's... yeah, if you're still around then, it'll be really cool to see in-game. But yeah. Okay, so just going back through comments. Macho says, I think the Cuddy Steel is an awesome ship. Macho, that's the closest I've ever come to banning anyone out of YouTube so far. I'm just kidding, buddy. Matthew says, I really hope the Prowler becomes a good ship. Oh my god, yes. I love the Prowler. I've still got skins for it. Love the concept. Just hot dropping. I want to hot drop people onto a building roof, because that's what it looks like it needs to do. With those shields come down, you just hover, people jump out, use the shields for cover. Yeah, the Prowler is top notch. Love it, or will be, hopefully. Avery says, Algra gets a little stressed if you say Drake is a pirate. He does. You're right. He really gets angry if you say Drake is a pirate. He does. He gets stressed. Messiah says, you get mad if you suggest to a CRG dev in chat to add an unmeltable, ungiftable, unupgradable steel to his hangar, named Algarad's favourite ship. Bless him. Because it's actually Algarad, isn't it? If you listen to him introduce himself, it's actually Algarad is the nickname. But yeah, we all just keep misnaming him for the entire time, and I think he's too much of a gent to say anything about it. Bless him. Okie dokie. Well, that's really interesting. So, watching the viewers, that really dropped off after I couldn't get Star Citizen to work. So, lots of people for the talking bit when Star Citizen didn't work. Quality of the stream obviously went because I lost a lot of people. Macho says, as an example, you spoke, yeah, so, sorry, yep, that was the comment that you made before. You're right. Notorious, never attribute to malice that which is inadequately explained by stupidity. Yeah, 100%. And I think that's where it is with the company. You know, I've been to CitizenCon. I got to talk to a lot of them, although Sean Tracy ignored me, bless him. But the person that really impressed me was Todd Pappy. But just from everyone, the enthusiasm, the fact that they would stop and listen. So I forget what his name is, but it's the bald guy with the beard who did the prisons celebration. Celebration? Well, I suppose it was the prisons presentation. I caught him walking down one of the corridors, and I just said to him, I said, you know, because he made the point that they wanted there to be a dead zone for the mobiGlas, but they realised with with people having Discord, there's no point in cutting comments from mobiGlas because they just talk in Discord. And one of the things that I suggested was why didn't they not tell people where they were? When there's more than one location for prisons, don't tell people which prison you're in, because then you've got to get to one of the zones where you can access your mobiGlas just to figure out where you are. Or maybe you can try and trick a guard into telling you. Or maybe one of the other prisoners will tell you, but then you've got to wonder, are they telling you the truth? Because it doesn't matter if you're sat in Discord. If you don't know where to tell people to come pick you up, people can't pick you up. Or they've got to spend time going to all different places, right? So, you know, that was a possibility for them, I thought. But yeah, they were really positive, though. The team that I met, they want this to be a success just as much as we do, you know, and I'm sure, because the other side effect of this is, you know, if everything that they say is going to be picked apart, taken as a promise, you know, taken as absolute gospel, and that they, you know, they're like, well, Jesus, if we say that, then we're holding to it, and we're not really sure what we want to do with it. The net result of that is they stop talking to us, and we don't get the open development. It's already kind of happened, right? We've lost the stages on the release map, the roadmap. We've only got what's coming in next patch. So they've kind of done it already, and they even said that was the reason, because people were taking it as a promise when it wasn't. You know, so the positivity and stuff, and then hopefully some of the slightly less positive parts of the community will be replaced by far more positive, you know, elements like us, basically. I can only hope. But yeah. Cool. I'm just popping out chat because I realised that I've just needed to update some stuff. Cool. No golden ticket and they are gone, lol. Well, I'm here for the badges, the gameplay, etc. Shadow, thank you ever so much, mate. I did really appreciate that. It's made me smile. But yeah. Shadow says, that reminds me how badly I want jetpacks for the dropship shopping. Yeah, absolutely. So, does anyone remember? I might go and find this while we're talking, just to give you all a break from my face because you deserve it. But does anyone remember a film called... Interesting. My keyboard doesn't want to work. Final Fantasy Spirits Within, it was called. Does anyone remember that one? am I pulling up some really old... shh. There we go. Pulling up some really old names now. Interesting. So there's parts of my keyboard that's working and there's parts that isn't. That's weird. It doesn't want to play. Help me. Right. We're going to fight through with this. Can someone type Final Fantasy Spirits Within in chat, please? It just... I feel like everything's falling apart around me. You know, the meme, this is fine, everything is fine. That's how I feel right now. That is just thing. Matthew, oh mate, thank you ever so much for saying so, my friend. That gets me. You know, as Can and I met a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago now, I guess, Can, right? At Warhammer World in Nottingham. We had a big event that me and a mate of mine were running. Can came along to participate. It was an absolute legend, fitted right in. But you know, he will be able to tell you that for one reason or another, it's been really hard for me to make content recently, going over the last 12, 18 months. And I often wonder whether or not I should just jack it all in, right? And stop doing it. But stuff like that really, really makes me want to keep going. So thank you ever so much for saying so. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, so thank you, Macho. I appreciate that, mate. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to pop out chat again. Okay. It seems to think that something is being pressed right now on my keyboard, and it's not. Because everything is just like... Can you have no idea, mate? I just, yeah. So Spirits Within was like one of the first, I think, trying to be serious, big movies. Do you know what? Give me 2 seconds. Rather than try and ad hoc this, I'm just going to put you guys on hold for a second. I will be back in just a moment. It's all dying on me, guys. Sorry. Right, I realised that you couldn't hear me then for a second. It's because I've just gone around the back of the PC and I've unplugged and plugged everything in, and it still doesn't want to play. I don't know what's going on. But it's pants. So yeah. Bless. Mate, Matthew, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it. And I get that you're not saying it to be nice. I'm just saying that it's a nice thing to hear sometimes. Yeah, Fearfox. My favourite part's when he mutes himself. Badges, silent and deadly. Do you know what? I think sometimes, whatever I do, you know, because a lot of the stuff that I've got for the channel is just temporary, and I've got big designs to have music, moving, like, animations and stuff. Like, whatever it has to have a your mic is muted symbol somewhere on it. For the amount of times that I'm able to self-sabotage during a stream, it's got to happen. Yeah, but just did the devs get to you? It's like, no. Just see the gun barrel kind of sticking in from the corner. Yeah. No, sorry. Matthew? What I was saying is, I know you're not saying that to be not just to make me feel anything, mate. But it's a nice thing to hear, and it's appreciated. So thank you very much for saying it. Yeah. So what I'm having to do now at the moment, to try and find anything useful is try and go through and find letters and copy and paste them into stuff, because I can't at the moment do anything else until I figure out what the hell I've done with my keyboard. Does anyone know is there anything that I could do or have done? I've checked there are no keys pinned down, but anytime I try and type in anything, I just get ding, like it's saying, hang on, no, you're trying to do something else. But I'm not trying to do anything else. I've not got anything up. There are no dialogues up that are demanding my attention. I just don't know, guys. I'm so lost. Yeah, we'll get there. And I might struggle to be a game if I can't figure this out. Oh dear. But basically, Shadow, what I was trying to get at with all that, I'm just abandoning that. Spirits Within, right at the beginning, and they've got a ship that looks very much like the Prowler. And in effect, it's got a special forces unit in it, and they come down, and these guys in huge armor, basically, and gal in huge armor, just jump out, like literally nothing, just, and they drop down, and they have these guns, and they fire it at where they're going to land, and it's like this huge ball of goo just forms, and it's like a gelatinous orb. And they fall into it, and it obviously arrests their fall. And as they go down, it's like being in water. They just kind of float, go upright, put the feet down. And then after a couple of seconds, this orb kind of loses its consistency and just becomes a puddle. And they're stood there, and they're like, da, 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 da. It's like really cool. It would be a really, you know, if obviously as long as you're falling straight down, I really like that as an idea. You know, just firing this stuff rather than parachutes, because parachuting anywhere makes you a lovely big target on a fairly predictable trajectory. But yeah, that's cool. The link doesn't work for the Discord, Matthew says. Matthew, really sorry about that. Bear with me 2 seconds. I am just going to, because I can create a link without needing to. So I'm just going to create a link now. Hidden, use copy button. Da, da, da. And I'm going to pop it in channel for you, mate. All right. There you go. That should work right now. Bizarre. So, if anyone can help sort this issue out, nothing's updating on my stream either. Which is, no, Shadow, what? Why are your messages hidden? What's just happened? Oh, God. What is going on? What? I don't understand what's... Oh, dear. I'm really sorry, Shadow. I don't know why it's deleted that. Let me know if you can still comment or whether I've done something else. But I have no idea why it's suddenly decided that you can't talk. That's pants. Raz says, just thinking of that jump gives me anxiety. And I used to jump out of planes in the army. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Completely with you. I'm with you massively there. Shinobi, dude, thank you ever so much for that. Tip $10. I don't know what your PC needs, but I hope this helps with the stress. Mate, thank you ever so much. You didn't need to do that, but I'm honoured that you did. I will sort something out. I've got no idea what I've done to any of this, but I will figure it out, I guess, at some point. I think I might just need to reset my computer, So yeah, ooh. Can I use can I use the touch keyboard? I can, right? That'll work. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do a touch keyboard. So, spirits. No, it's not even taking that. It's definitely something screwed up on my computer. I don't know. Sorry, guys. This is not going the way I want it. But thank you very much for for sticking with me. What I might well do is I might just call it there. We are only 12 minutes out, just because I'm not giving you guys the quality of what I would like to give you. So yeah, I will give... Bear with me. I'm going to try something. I'm going to be right back. At this point, I am so not sure. Are we still streaming? Am I still live? Is this thing on? Yeah. So live now. Let's use that one. Did that work? Hey. Yes, that's fixed. Shadow, I'm really, really, really sorry. That just should not have happened. That was such bad juju. Just push all the modifier keys. There's you trying to help me, and then there's me just not being nice to you at all. By removing all of you. I don't even know what I pushed to do that, but we're back, and we've got a little bit of time, so I can do what I need to do. And show you guys this, because I think it's a really cool concept. Also, tell me how much you think this looks like the Prowler when it happens. But yeah, so I'm just going to load it up now. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to keep the volume on. I'm going to make it that. Is it? Is it the best quality it can be? Yes, it is. Okay. So let's go F11. Do that. I think I found what it is. My Alt key is broken. Midstream, my Alt key breaks, which is not helpful. But ugh. Right. Let's do this. Okay. So this is the Marines arrive bit, right? So you've got prowler looking thing, right? And then you've got these Marines firing these goo things, and they just land in them and then stand down, and then it's not the best quality. It's obviously an old thing, but yeah, so that's interesting, right? That looks kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, that's one way they could do it. But yeah, I do quite like that notion. I think it's suitably futuristic, and it stops them giving us jetpacks, which I think we're going to break. Your stream message on YouTube also says Discord community coming soon. Yeah, hopefully that fixes everything. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, Raz Alinto. Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's Spirits Within. It's actually quite an interesting movie for its time. The visuals were absolutely breathtaking, and like her hair and that and stuff. You know, it's a very brave individual who models all the hair and has people kind of, you know, have fingers brush through hair and stuff. But it's really cool. Yeah, we got there. Avi says CGI was something else back then. Interesting idea. Yeah, absolutely. Shooting the goo and missing your landing spot. Yeah, absolutely. Gooper shoots, says Division. Division, I don't think I've said hello this evening, but hello, buddy. Thank you for joining us. That's a tier 1 injury, Shadow Go. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you see like one of them kind of was coming in epic belly flop style and then kind of righted themselves in the goo. Also, we've got to stop calling it goo. My brain does not allow that without feeding me very, very strange images. So let's not and say we didn't. Yeah, absolutely. So that's cool. We didn't get around to looking at the Perseus in Starfield, and I'm not about to do that because we've only got 5 minutes or so. But guys, Macho, all that. If you are still wanting your ticket, anyone else that wants the golden ticket for the F8 Lightning for 24 hours, I have literal stacks of them. I'm going to go put them in-game in a little bit. I will put into chat my in-game name, so you can join me on that. Okay, and I will also, just because it isn't there, I'm just going to load up Discord. I'm just going to... Division, I can't help it. I'm a potty brain. Sometimes my brain just does things like that. Other times I'll say something that sounds really weird and I won't recognize it at all, and then I get really embarrassed when everyone starts laughing because my brain just focuses on something, and that's that. But yeah, so I'll just give you guys the hey. Yeah, I don't know how I shadow banned you, mate. I really do not get it. But there we are. Cool. And then once you're in, feel free to say hello. I'm just gonna make sure that everyone that's in there is got the right roles and stuff. But with the Discord, like I said, I'll plug it again right at the end of the stream. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Where did 10 come from? I'm completely throwing myself. I'm trying to hold it together. It is not happening. CitizenCon, 30 minutes before their start time of the first panel. I'm going to be online. It's 18:30 UK time. please, please, please come and join. There's going to be a bingo drinking game. Drink responsibly. I'm not saying down anything. I'm not saying kill yourself, guys. But please, please, please come in, say hello. It would be great to see you. And any time that you are in Discord, any time that you just fancy saying hello and having a chat, please do, if you see any of us in the chat rooms, come in, say hello. Would be lovely to chat with you. Just come in, give it a second, read the room first, make sure that you're not jumping in when it's there's stuff going on. But you are more than welcome. And because if I've got stuff going on, if I'm having a private conversation, or if I'm streaming something, or if I'm working on videos, you won't see me. I've got my own secret cave within Discord, so I will not be visible if I'm working on something that you could interrupt. All right, but yeah, it's been good to have everyone here. Really good to see you all, and let me know with the music whether or not you recognize it from anything in particular. I'm hoping to kind of pick it up as maybe a channel anthem, but we'll see how we go. Just a quick chat, make sure. Sorry, Matthew. Badger, one question I've got. What's your current fleet and what are you aiming for, if anything? Oh, God. Do you know what? That's a really good question. What's responsibly? Is that a kind of cider? No, it's not. It's don't kill yourself drinking on the side. Because one of the people were like, oh, you've got to put soon on the bingo, and it's like, no, because people will die. People will actually unalive themselves drinking if I put soon on a bingo card. That might be like the extreme level. What's your darkest secret? No. You're not getting that one. So at the moment, fleet-wise, I have a Perseus, as has just been pointed out in chat, because that was crowdfunded by the community. There are some people who've been in previous streams and here who helped me with that. Really, really appreciate that, because I love it. I have a Connie Taurus. I have a C8R, which was given to me as a Christmas present, wasn't it, Ken? I have a Retaliator base. I have a Hawk, which is going to be an LTI token. I've got a Steve, because someone upgraded one. Someone did the referral bonus thing, so I got a Steve. That was kind of cool. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Oh, no, it's not. I also have a Vulture. Can, bless him, fought through all of my ignorance to help me with CCU chains and upgrades and stuff. And probably knows at this point my fleet better than I do. But yes, that's where we are at the minute. Darkest secret, he loves the Liberator. No, that's getting a ban. Out you go. I'm kidding. So yeah, that's it. Shadow goes, I imagine you're aiming for crew rather than ships at this point. Yeah, I'm not going org or anything until much further down. I don't think there's enough of a game and enough of a structure there to go into that. But in terms of what I'm aiming for and where I might go, hell, maybe we'll make that the topic of the week after next stream, because obviously it's one more week till CitizenCon. I'm really hoping you guys will be there to join me. It would be nice to get some viewers. I really, really, really want to beat the Info Runner stream, but that might be a couple of years in the making yet. But we'll get there eventually, I hope. Yeah, it's been lovely talking to you guys. Have a very, very pleasant rest of the weekend, whatever you're doing, or if you're ahead in time zone, have a good week. You've been watching Drinkers with Gaming Problems. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'll see you soon.